Guess we're live. We are live, and there's still stuff on the front here. So let's see.
He's in the middle of the
Friday
video.
again. Let me see if I can turn this thing around. What's going on, everybody? All right. So what things? Why are there things falling from the ceiling? It's what's going on, guys? Armstrong. We're a little unprepared here as usual.
We'll have it ready.
Where's that list? Let me see.
All right, thank you, sir.
We're talking about just things going on during the week. Let me see. Right now, we are working on this Rad. Let me turn this around. And what we've got here is we've got this Rad Bike. I've got the battery out of here. We are just trying to figure out what's wrong with this. It's throwing a code 21, and we're just trying to figure out what's going on with that, and we've got it narrowed down to two different things. Let me switch this over to my wife, and let me see. We got the list. Oh, check this out. Here, hold the list here. You're going to get the wheel? Okay, you get the wheel. I guess Zeke was really wanting to show you about this. Like, he was just fascinated that these old RockShox Judies actually had a hydrocoil dampening, and he's just blown away that this old fork actually works just as well as some of the newer forks. And I brought this wheel from the house, and one of the things I wanted to talk about was, why do we not have cool things like this anymore? I mean, used to, whenever I first got into the industry in the 90s, you go to one bike shop and they would sell Barracuda bikes, and they were really funky looking bikes. They weren't around for very long. If you didn't like that bike, you'd go to the next shop and they would sell Trek. And in the 90s, Trek made some of the coolest bikes. I really loved the Trek bikes in the 90s. And then if you didn't like the Trek, you'd go somewhere else, and they would have Specialized bikes, or even Cannondale. And you go to the different shops, and if you didn't find a bike you liked at one shop, you could find it at another shop. Now, you go into the shops, and they're all the same. They've got the same looking wheels. They've got the same looking frames. They've got the same components.
Way Up Dude would give you, I don't know what that emoji is, a bunch of hearts.
A bunch of hearts. Well, thank you, Way Up Dude. So that's pretty cool. This is not on a bike right now because, as cool as it is, there's a crack in the wheel. So maybe that's why they don't have them anymore. What else? Oh, yes. Okay. Now, talking about the 90s, this fork right here, this is a RockShox. It's a Judy, but it's a Judy Future Shock. It was actually Specialized, actually got up with RockShox to actually make these forks. And this fork is actually, the lower legs here are carbon fiber. So this is going to be a great addition to one of my vintage mountain bikes. And you cannot find these. It's actually not a bad weight. Really cool. So what else do we have on the list there, Zeke? Now, remember, you don't have a microphone, so what do we have?
SRAM Force.
The SRAM Force.
Yeah.
Oh, man. Okay, so one of the things that we just had come in was this beautiful Specialized bike, and the customer brought it in, and if you look really closely at the sprockets here, he started noticing some cracking going on, and there's actually holes coming through. The problem is the sprocket is separating from the spider here, so he's having to get a new sprocket, and unfortunately we don't have that in stock because well, there's so many different options that we can't keep everything in stock. So what else do we have there, Zeke? You gotta speak up for the camera there.
I don't know what that says.
Oh, it's almost August. It's hot. Be sure to hydrate. Whenever you're riding your bike, make sure you're taking sips of water. Even if you're not thirsty, be sure to drink that water, because once you start noticing that you're really thirsty, the problem is you are already dehydrated and it's really hard to actually catch up. So that's what that childish scratch on that paper was. Let me see. We've got the other cranks that we're dealing with. So let's move this thing right here.
Did you talk about the rad already?
The what? The rat? The rat? Oh, well, yeah. We're already talked about that. And sorry, guys, he's a little bit behind on the time, and making sure that I'm not dropping a bike. All right, we've got an old Sequoia behind the camera person here, and no, that's not it. It's an old Trek 700. Where is that Trek 700?
Over there.
Oh, okay. We're just slowly going. The camera person doesn't have eyes behind her head. All right. So now this is probably not getting a very good signal to the Wi-Fi. So we might want to walk back over this way so we don't lose them. So what we've got going on here, this one we just started working on today. And this bike right here is a little bit of a Franken Bike. They've started putting road components onto a hybrid. So there is a triple derailleur. So this derailleur is supposed to be for 3 rings instead of 2. The cranks here are just for 2. We started to replace the cranks on here, and we noticed that the threads inside the crank there were not looking too good. And well, we put the tool in there knowing that half the threads were missing, and we decided to give it a shot, and that tool just ripped right on out. So we're having to try to figure out a way to get the cranks off, and we'll get them off, but the cranks are probably going to have to be replaced. There is the Sequoia that is behind the camera person. We get to work on all sorts of really fun, and whenever I say fun, they're not actually that fun sometimes. So what we've got here is they just had this wrapped at another place, and they said they rode it like 3 or 4 times, and the handlebar tape just came undone. And then underneath you get this nasty gel.
Snot.
Yeah, snot. So they put the gel pads under these handlebars to make it more comfortable, and it does really make it more comfortable, but the handlebar tape unfortunately doesn't, since there's movement from the handlebar tape, it comes unwrapped a little bit easier. Plus also after time it starts to break down like that. All right, so let's see.
Purple
I've
bike.
got the list. The purple bike. Oh, yeah. We just got, I'm going to tell you, around here, we have I'll take it over to you, because the closer you get to the mic, the Wi-Fi starts getting weak over there. So we just got a brand new Jameis bike, and it seems like half the bikes we get from FedEx, they destroy them. You should have seen the box that this bike was in. The box was Swiss cheese, and I tried to talk the FedEx guy to actually
Note the damage.
Yeah, to note the damage on the box, and he said that he wouldn't do it. Do I want to? That he couldn't do it, and the only thing we could do is refuse. And we took this in, and the wheel that's on here is absolutely destroyed. If you'll notice, this wheel spins with no problem all the way around, but then there's one big huge dent in it, and if you watch the brake pad there, it just goes right into the tire, and there's nothing that we can do. So we ordered this bike for a customer, and they were expecting it for this weekend, and unfortunately, we can't do anything about it because all of the wheels that we've got do not match the wheels that are on this. You wanted to show off your tires? All right, Zeke here is really excited about his new tires on his giant NRS here. Kind of an old bike, but he likes it. And what he likes is, this is a blue bike, and he got some brand new Panaracer Fire XC tires in 26 by 2.1. Yes, he is still running a 26 tire, but that's okay because so am I. I like 26-inch wheels. All right, any other, did we have any questions that are coming up on for today? How many viewers do we have?
7.
7. Well, thank y'all very much for
4 thumbs up.
4 thumbs up. All right. So how many minutes are we at?
11.
11. Well, these videos are just supposed to be about 10 minutes. So we're going to get back onto this Rad Bike over here to figure out the code 21, and we're going to do a video on that. But anyway, we do appreciate y'all tuning in. And
sorry about the glare.
Sorry about the glare. But thank y'all very much. And we'll see y'all hopefully next Friday. So, want to say that?
Goodbye.
Goodbye. He loves saying goodbye. All right,
Goodbye.
take care.
I don't know what else.
What's that?
I don't know what else to say. That's